friends, if you're looking for a reliable organic company to buy herbs from online, I have just the company for you. Hello, my name is Amanda and I'm from The Wild Herbal, and today we're going to be unboxing a Mountain Rose order. So, Mountain Rose is a company that I buy for online. If you haven't watched this video up here, these are the top 5 places that I like to get my herbs from if I'm not growing them or foraging them. Mountain Rose is the option that I go to because they're a smaller company. All of their herbs are organic or wild crafted. They were originally founded by Rosemary Gladstar in 1987, and then she sold the company to Julia Buddings, and from there I believe it's owned by Sean now. But it's a really awesome company if you're looking to buy somewhere online. They have really high quality organic herbs, teas, and essential oils. So the first thing when you open your box, you have your receipt of everything that you ordered. So this is a 1 pound bag of peppermint. So you'll notice we use peppermint a lot in teas and a lot of tinctures, but this is a lot of herbs. So some of the herbs that you'll see, the next one that I got is plantain leaf. Now this is also a 1 pound bag of plantain, but there's like a huge size difference. This is why I do not use the folk method of herbalism and why I always measure my herbs, because there's such a big difference in the volume of some herbs compared to other herbs, and that really makes your tincture weaker if you are using these really fluffy herbs and you're not measuring. I like to weigh all of my herbs to make sure that my tinctures are actually going to be strong enough to produce the effects that I want. So the next thing I got is white willow bark, which this is a really cool herb. I'm making a pain tincture with it and it works really well. So it is actually, I think it's cypric acid is what is in the white willow bark that makes it where it's like, it is what aspirin is made from. So put this in some vodka, a pretty strong like 80 proof vodka, and it makes a really nice aspirin substitute. So another one that I'm getting is lemon balm. One of my goals over this next year is to try to get better at making my own teas. So the lemon balm and the peppermint and a couple of the other things that I got are to help me in that process to get better at mixing teas together, because I tend to make all of my teas a little bit bitter and they taste really medicinal, which I would prefer for them to taste good and not just medicinal. So the next thing I got is chickweed because I was running out. I like this for like any time but anti-itching. It's really good for the skin. I like to put it in our wound spray. Lemongrass, something else I got to add into our tea. And also I really like to do like a lemongrass infused oil with cedar for the bug spray. And you can also look at this video up here if you are looking to make your own bug spray. The next one is cleavers. Now cleavers grow everywhere here, but I unfortunately was not on the ball. This was right after I had my baby this spring, and I did not forage enough cleavers. So I went ahead and bought some because I'm going to use this in a tincture, which you'll see come out in a few months for the lymphatic drainage system. So another thing I got, these are really cool. These are menthol crystals, and we make our own icy hot, which is like a muscle rub. So we put like cayenne in it and ginger, and then we use these menthol crystals are the key, and it makes it like where it's really cool and it has like that pepperminty feel. So I really love using this for our icy hot, and my husband really enjoys that too. So the next thing I got is blessed thistle. This is really good for hormone balancing, which I'm working on making a hormone balancing tea with the blessed thistle. And then oregano leaf, which I cook with this, and I also like to use it in my antibiotic tincture because it's a really strong antibiotic herb. And then I have a lot of really little herbs. So, and I'm probably gonna say this wrong, Cascara sagrada. This is a really awesome herb for my lower bowel tincture, and that's really just helps your bowels to move. And it also helps to rebuild the colon wall. So it's not just a laxative, it's also nourishing for the bowel. So I like to use that. And parsley root, which I got for kidneys. Really helps with, it's a diuretic and it helps a lot with the kidneys. Barberry root is another one I got for liver cleansing. And wild cherry bark, which I love wild cherry bark for our cough and cold tincture, especially like if you just have that consistent cough that's like really hurting your chest, I feel like wild cherry bark cough syrup works super well for that. So, and then I also got cordyceps mushroom powder. Now I don't really like to deal with powders, but this is the only form that I can find this herb in as a powder. So I bought it. But this is actually really good for pain. So this actually goes in my pain tincture along with some wild lettuce. And wild lettuce is a new addition this year, so we'll see how that one works out. And then I have this echinacea elder tea. Now all of the mountain rose teas are loose leaf teas. So this is 3 ounces. And the reason why my box was open in the very beginning was because I was not feeling very well yesterday. And so I went ahead and grabbed this out because it's a really awesome tea and it's really good for supporting your immune system, and it just tastes amazing. So if you're looking for a good immune tea that you want to give, my kids absolutely love this one. This is a really good option from Mountain Rose. Now the next tea, I've not tried this one. This one was on sale. It's a berry basil lemonade tea. And we do a lot of tea in the summer and also throughout the winter too. But this one sounded really good to have over ice. So we're gonna try that one. And then we also got a dream tea, because my husband and I, every night before we go to sleep, we have a cup of hot tea. And sometimes we do it for our kids or not all the time, because then they might wet the bed. So we don't, but we like to do this one, and this has really good flavor. So it actually has chamomile, skullcap, mugwort, damiana leaf, and rosemary. Also peppermint and rose petal. It tastes really good, and it's a really nice sleepy time tea. If you're interested, just like a really gentle nervine tea, I enjoyed that one. Now a new tea also we're gonna be trying, it's called Happy Man tea. And so this one is for my husband, and it really has a lot of different herbs that just support men's hormonal balance. So I just got it for him. It was actually kind of like a late Father's Day thing, but it's supposed to be really good. We'll see how it turns out. It has dandelion, eleuthero, burdock, marshmallow, hawthorn, nettle, oat straw, saw palmetto, fennel, and licorice. So we'll see how he likes that one. But he really likes tea, so I'm sure he'll like it. Now, something I'm really excited about, I buy pretty much everything, all of my teas, herbs from Mountain Rose, and I also buy all of my single essential oils. But when it comes to blends, I've always bought them from Revive or Rocky Mountain Oils, which are really good blends. But I just like to do one order and not have to worry about anything else. So the really cool thing is that Mountain Rose has started to make their own blends. And I'm really excited about that, because everything that they do is always high quality. I know that it's organic. I know that they're ethically sourced. And that just means that they are not going into a stand of dandelion root and taking out the entire stand of dandelion root and making dandelions extinct, which that would be kind of hard to do, but it does happen. Like ginseng was once very prolific in North America, but now it's almost on the endangered list because people go into a stand and they just take everything and they don't really care because you can make money with it. And I appreciate Mountain Rose because the fact that they don't do that, they're very ethical about their wildcrafting and making sure that they're taking only a certain amount, that they're also replanting and making sure that it's going to be more prolific next year. So they're very careful about that. So some of the blends that I got that I'm really excited about, this is a citrus blends, and it has sweet orange, mandarin, lemon, lime essential. So we are a non-toxic family. We do not have any like Febreze. I'm working on non-toxic candles with beeswax, but they're really, really expensive. So for the most part, to get like my air freshener, my candle fix, we're just doing diffusers. And I like these blends because, sorry guys, there's a fly. But I like these blends because then I don't have to do like 6 essential oils to fill up my diffuser. I can just do a couple of drops of this, and it just saves, as a busy mom, it just saves me time. And then this one is a support blend that has lemon, tea tree, frankincense, manuka, oregano, and rosemary. And so I just feel like maybe it's not a thieves. I do also have their thieves kind of like oil, but I feel like maybe if I sense like as we're coming into cold and flu season, this might be a really good one. It also smells really good, but it is more like of a medicinal tea tree frankincense blend. But I do like this one. And the next one, I really love thieves oil. It's one that we use quite a bit And I know every different herbal company has their own version of a thieves oil, and now Mountain Rose has their own, which I'm really excited. It is definitely an herb and oil that I put in our diffusers throughout the winter. I also like to rub my kids down if they're going into an area where there's going to be lots of kids that are coughing and that may be sick. I just feel like it's good oil. And so there's this, I got a 1 ounce and it's called the Shield. And I'm really excited about this one. I know it'll be. It pretty much has, most of these oils has about the same thing, but this one is clove, lemon, rosemary, cinnamon bark, thyme. So that's the perfect one. And then the next one I have, next two, is their Yangling. So that's just one it was on sale and I kind of wanted to try it. It's also a hormone balancing one. Now that I'm postpartum and looking, I feel like this will be a good oil for me to use. And then another one I have is fennel. And I do buy a lot of my blends from Rocky Mountain Oil and Revive. And Revive has a really good one. I think it's called Digest Ease. But I'm running out of that one, and so I'm probably just going to be using fennel and some ginger and a little bit of castor oil to rub on my kids' bellies whenever they're having digestive complaints, and that seems to work just as well. So I went ahead and bought that one because that one was, during the month of June, they had a 20% off sale on all their essential oils. So I was able to stock up on some. And this is a bug blend, so I've never tried their bug blends before. Let's see what it smells like. That smells really good. So it has a lot of lemon. I can smell a lot of lemon eucalyptus in here. But it has cedarwood, lemongrass, rosemary, geranium, spearmint, and thyme. So not lemon eucalyptus, just regular lemongrass. And so if you look up my bug video, you can look it up here or in the description. I also recommended a blend from Revive. So this would be, if you're already ordering from Mountain Rose, this would be another blend to look into called the bug blend. And it has pretty much the same herbs and the same oils that my other one had. The only thing, since it doesn't have lemon eucalyptus, I personally would probably add a lemon eucalyptus along with this, which I also have a 1 ounce bottle of that because it's really good for ticks and any type of flying, biting insect. I would probably add that into my bug spray along with this. It has been tested to be just as strong as DEET and a 30% concentration of your bottle when it's been tested against the DEET products. So I definitely like to always include it because I don't want my kids getting bit by mosquitoes. It's not the end of the world, that I would prefer not to have to deal with mosquito related illnesses. So that is all for my Mountain Rose order. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you have any questions about the company itself, I can put my affiliate link down below. It is a company I've been ordering for 10 years and I have never had issues. The only thing is that I feel like springtime is a really busy time of year for them. So if you are going to order in the spring, it's probably going to take 2 to 3 weeks from the time they process your order to the time you actually get your order with shipping included. So that may be something to consider. And I know that sounds crazy, but their shipping is also a little bit expensive. Normally, I think I paid $9 for their shipping this time, which is about what I pay. And before I was like, oh, that's a lot of money to pay for shipping, and I don't really prefer, my shipping was $10. So I don't really prefer to pay that much for shipping. One time I actually had a box of herbs that did not reach me. It said it was delivered and I never received it. So I don't know if someone stole my box or if the mail person didn't deliver it. I checked my neighbors, I called the mail company, they're like, well, it's been delivered, but it never arrived. So I was able to contact Mountain Rose, and within 3 days, I had the exact same box of herbs that I ordered on my doorstep. So they were amazing to work with. Their customer service is incredible. So that, now I'm definitely willing to pay that $10 charge because that was a $200 order of herbs from Mountain Rose. So they lost a good chunk of money because of that incident, and they never gave me a hard time about it. They just they sent me in 3 days, I had my entire box of herbs, a new one. And so I really appreciate that. And so now I'm willing to pay the price for the shipping that they charge because it is insured shipping. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can comment down below, but I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much. See you next time.